How's it going, everybody? I am the Uncanny Omar, and to my right is my one host, Ødfel, everybody. How you doing, Ødfel?
Doing pretty good. Excited to crack into today's movie.
Yeah, and what is it that we're talking about today?
Gremlins.
Gremlins, the classic 1984 Gremlins, which is a classic holiday movie, at least it is in this house. So if you all have not seen Gremlins and you're watching this, you must really like us, or you're here by mistake. But yes, we are going to be talking about Gremlins, and yes, we are going to be talking about some spoilers. So please keep that in mind. Actually, no, all spoilers all the time. Just got back from watching the whole bloody affair, and now I'm ready to talk about. Dude, I'm trying to go see that this weekend. I was trying to get Ødfel to watch it so we could review it, but I don't know if she was keen on watching a 4-hour cut of a movie that you had seen. You have seen Kill Bill, right?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never actually sat and watched the whole thing.
You know, you could have watched all 4 hours of it, and you'd be in Magic Land. Just saying.
Mayhaps, maybe.
Marvel did do it. That's right. Marvel did do a Gremlins adaptation. Please, we need a reprint of that. Kenny, how are you? Yes, I am so excited for the Supergirl trailer coming out tomorrow. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. We got like a teaser trailer out of it, right? Like James Gunn posted something about it coming tomorrow. So it's like a teaser of the teaser trailer.
Oh.
Yeah. What's up, Lionheart? How are you doing? So, Ødfel, tell me a little bit about your history with Gremlins.
So I've seen it once forever ago as a kid.
Probably, that was it. You were like, no more.
Well, no, I remember thinking it was neat, but like, well, whatever, and enjoying it when I was like 10. But I haven't gone back and seen it since, so it was interesting to see it now.
And when you watched it as a kid, you thought neat, or like, hey, that's a cute little creature. I'd love to have one day. Or was that just me?
I mean, I think everyone wants to own a Mogwai, right? Like they're the cutest, like the cutest little guys. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I had any strong opinions about it as a kid. I think I just kind of watched it and that was that. I don't think I've ever seen the second one.
You've never seen the second one.
Mm-mm.
Yo, we were talking about Awakenings last week.
No, are you gonna say the sexy gremlin from the second one? Because I swear.
I swear to God. No, not me, but I know a couple of my friends that were like, did you think that gremlin was hot? And I was like, oh. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you're into that, you know? Have you seen any
We don't judge in this house.
Have you seen cosplayers dress as girl gremlin?
Oh, 300%. Yeah, that's a pretty popular one. Oh, big stretch. That's a pretty popular one. I've also seen people they made a Monster High doll of it a couple years ago when people cosplay that version of the sexy gremlin. So it's been devolved.
Oh man, I love the second one. Dude, we got to do the second one. The second one is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how people feel about it. I never really look online to see how people feel about a particular series that I enjoy. Okay, so can you give me the quick synopsis of Gremlins 1?
So a crazy adventure guy goes to a pawn shop or like a secondhand shop, I think, to go get his little like device sold or traded in, and ends up seeing the Mogwai and does a back alley deal to buy it and take it home. He gives his son the Mogwai for Christmas, and the rules, which are don't shine bright lights on it, don't get water on it, don't feed it after midnight. Which, we slowly see each rule revealed. First, he accidentally shines lights on it. We see that hurts it. And then, water gets spilled at some point. We see that multiplies it. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like all the neighborhood kids could have one. But then he goes and feeds them. And then they become gremlins. And then the gremlins cause chaos through the neighborhood occur to try and stop them all. And there's a big showdown at a department store at the end before eventually they defeat, what is his name, Stripe? And go back to their normal lives. And then the pawn shop guy comes back and is like, actually, you guys are not trustworthy of this.
That was the quickest synopsis of Gremlins I've ever heard.
I can go more in depth, but I feel like that's the TLDR.
It's so interesting because you went straight up with just the facts. There were no feelings or emotions, but like there was.
I figured that's what
you were like. Bam, 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 and then the old guy comes back for the Mogwai.
I feel like the whole stream is us going into our feelings. So I'm like, here's the TLDR before we go through and, you know.
Is that how we're going to do this? Okay. Yeah, so Gremlins came out in 1984, which is crazy. I always thought it was 86, but for some reason it was 84. And then I think the new batch was in the 1990s, like 1990 maybe is when it came out. But it took some years, and there was always talk of a Gremlins 3.
Really?
Maybe one day. Yes, this is directed by the phenomenal Joe Dante. And I want to say before this, he had done, of course, The Howling, and then he went on to do Inner Space, and that's one of my favorite movies. But he's known for his horror movies, and this is kind of one of those kid movie and maybe just a little bit of horror in it. And I think that's why people liked it. He actually directed the second movie as well. But
I feel like it truly is like baby's first body horror, because there's like lots of like body horror gags, but it's like it's very juxtaposed with like kid-like humor and like the Gremlins doing silly things in ways where I'm like, okay, it's like for kids, but they're towing that line of like, this is probably your first horror movie.
Legit, this was my kid's. Like, I showed her this and The Mummy the same year, and just to kind of get her used to like jump scares and different things that will scare her, and she loved Gremlins, because it's hard not to love Gremlins, especially when there's a little Mogwai involved. Voiced by Howie Mandel.
Really?
Yeah,
that's wild.
That always trips me out. Like, I think I'm so glad I learned that in my adult life and not when I was a kid. Like, I think it would have ruined the magic of the Mogwai.
The Mogwai, if you just pictured Howie Mandel the whole time.
Right? And not that there's anything wrong with Howie Mandel. You know, he's great, but yeah. So this movie, it also featured, oh my goodness, the cast here. Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, who played Kate. She was made famous because of that amazing pool scene from Fast Times at Richmond High. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ødfel? It's a very classic scene where she's slowly getting out of the pool. They spoofed it in Christmas Vacation. Have you ever seen National Anthem?
I've seen Christmas Vacation.
Okay, they kind of spoofed it in that, and they spoofed it in a lot of movies, but that's the famous scene. Anyway, I think she's married to Warren. I think it's like Warren Beatty, somebody like that, like a classic actor. She was also in Drop Dead Fred, and one of my favorite characters was the character of Mr. Anderson through here. I love that character. He's the older guy that sees the Gremlins. Oh, yeah. No. What was his name? My gosh, there's so many characters. Okay.
I know. I just watched it this afternoon, and I'm trying to remember his name because I know who you're referring to.
It was Futterman, Mr. Futterman. That guy. Dick Miller was the actor that played him. He was a great actor. He was also in the sequel. He was in the Terminator. He was kind of a character actor. He was in Piranha. But the cast is just so awesome. Every single one of these characters. It's so weird how this movie plays out and how the dialogue sometimes doesn't really fit the scene. Like, you've got Kate telling Billy about her dad in the fireplace.
Yeah, that was wickedly dark compared to the rest of the movie. Like, I know we watched people die.
My kid said the same thing. She was like, I think that might be scarier than this entire movie. Like, that's really sad and creepy. They say don't feed after midnight, but when does after midnight end? When does it say, dude, come on now, Cyclops better than Wolverine. I hate your name, but they talked about, remember in the second one, that's what happened. They started, well, what about if you're on an airplane and you're traveling and you pass a different time? Like, does that count? Like feeding after me? Yeah, I love all those rules. They're so ridiculous. Juxtapose. This here must be college, folks. Oh, when Ødfel's talking, yeah. She's a well-trained archaeologist. He's in all the Joe Dante films. Yeah, Joe Dante really loved him. Max knows what's up. Gremlins was out the same day as Ghostbusters. I did not know that. But there's a whole history behind this. It's just an amazing movie. I love it. This is all set in the set for Kingston Falls is the same thing if you rewatch it again as the Back to the Future movies, because it's all filmed in the Universal lot. And I think that's so cool because it looks so familiar. It looks just like any little town downtown. If you've been to like courthouses in little towns.
Oh yeah. No, it looks wonderfully rural. Like it could be in any state, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think that's why they wanted to keep it like vague, right? The guy in the second movie who brings up the time zone loophole gets murdered immediately as commentary that people should shut up and enjoy the movie. You know, the second movie actually has two different interludes. It's pretty cool. One for the VHS and one for the release. I will not be quiet. I will not be silenced. I want to know the rules, damn it. I'm trying to explain it to you. A Christmas movie released in June. This was a Christmas movie. All the snow.
Blatantly a Christmas movie.
All the carolers. All right, Ødfel, tell me what worked for you. What did you like about this movie?
I really liked it as a kids entry horror movie. Like I found this one more fun than some of like the Goosebumps movies at the time. I love practical effects, so I really liked the puppetry done on like the Gremlins and the Mogwais. And the soundtrack is wonderfully 80s. Like there's so many times where I'm like, the song just goes hard. I would just listen to this song isolated. Like score was phenomenal.
Score is awesome. That scene where the gremlins are walking out of the darkness, it's all claymation.
Yeah, where it's like all of the little like
awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like a lot of the effects they did on just like the actual puppetry, like the effect, and I know it's Spielberg, so he's like mastered this with Indiana Jones, but the gremlin melting had some of the most impressive effects of the entire film. Like it was really cool.
When you talked about body horror, my brain went immediately with, oh yeah, when Stripe is melting and he's like popping and like gurgling and yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the two big moments are like Stripe melting, and then the first time you see water and it's just like bubbling and like making the like pop off ones is kind of like body horror gross on Gizmo.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about this movie that I wish, and I know there's got to be cut out there, there's got to be a cut, is the character of Judge Reinhold, who was the guy peeping on Phoebe Cates, by the way, in Fast Times at Richmond High. He comes back as the guy working at the bank, the young guy, Gerald, that was like telling Billy that, you know, at 23, I'm going to be a manager. At 24, I'm going to be a millionaire. I don't know why he never got his comeuppance. Because they were kind of setting him up like the jackass, like asking her out and, you know, picking on Billy. But there was never a scene where the gremlins come after him. As a kid, I remember thinking, that guy, he's going to get it. It never happened. So I know there's got to be a deleted scene or some kind of cut out there where he got his comeuppance.
Because I feel like everyone else that we see painted in like a somewhat negative light got comeuppance in some way. Like they pretty much... I feel like a lot of it is because it's like kiddie horror. They don't want it to be like before, but I feel like pretty much all the like on-screen deaths were people that you were kind of like, haha, screw that person.
Like I was waiting for that to happen. Like, what's her name? The lady at the bank, right?
The old lady, yeah.
So apparently Judge's fate is in a deleted scene shown on the TV version. All right. Wait a minute, didn't that guy bang that female gremlin in part 2? Son, many weird memories.
I still haven't seen Gremlins too, but the more I hear is terrifying.
Hold on. It's the guy from Star Trek. What's his name? The hologram from not Deep Space Nine, but Voyager. It's that actor. I'm trying to think. The ending of that movie does have him. Okay, no, he was scared of her, and then he kind of changes his mind. I think when her boobs were in his face. I don't know. Like I said, it was like an awakening for a lot of guys.
No, I guess that's wild.
This and Temple of Doom.
Sexy Gremlin.
Are the reasons PG-13 now exists, although nowadays PG-13 is weaker than PG was in the 80s. I think PG-13 now lets you get away with what? One F-bomb and that's it?
One F-bomb, yeah.
Back in the day, it was a lot different. Back in the day, we only had a PG and R. That was it. I always get that story. Like, is it Temple of Doom or was it Gremlins that first started the PG-13? Gremlins 2 had Dracula in it. Yes, it did. I love Gremlins, but I prefer the second one over the first. So many great creatures. Yeah, we have Bat Gremlin, Electric Gremlin. You ever see Key and Peele, Ødfel?
Well, not like a Gremlin skit from them, but I have seen some of their skits.
Oh, it's the pitch for Gremlin 2. It's the guy that's coming in from the production studio, like telling all the writers, "Ooh, we need to put a vegetable gremlin in there. We need to have a lady gremlin." Anyway, by the end of the sketch, the text pops up that yes, all of this is actually in the movie. It's so awesome.
That's fantastic.
We need to do a Gremlins 2 first view review. First PG-13 was Red Heat. I always thought it was this or Temple of Doom. I like part 2 more. I do too. I don't know. Like as an adult, I think I like part 2 a little more. Okay, so that scene where Kate is like talking about her dad, and yeah, that's kiss marks. But I think he was okay with the kisses. So the scene where Kate's talking about her dad, it was Christmas. Not everybody likes Christmas. In here, it's like a really heartfelt scene. Like, oh, that's sad. In the second movie, I think it's President's Day. She's like, not everybody likes President's Day. I remember this one President's Day, my uncle and Billy was like, okay, we don't have time for this. We like
we can't do this a second time.
I think I really appreciate the humor in the second one a lot. This one had the magic though. This one had the practical effects, the claymation, and yeah, you're right. Like the bodies, the creatures, the gremlins, or even when they're eating the chicken, how gross that looked and how real it looked, right? Like the stop motion, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When he's riding the tricycle, though Kermit rode the bike in the Muppets movie, but it was still cool to see. And I just liked all the characters. I liked how everybody seemed really kind in this little town, with the exception of a couple of people, right?
And there was really no reason for his dad to be like a zany inventor, but it was fun seeing his devices nonetheless, because I really thought that was going to be like the MacGuffin to trapping them all or something. No, just for fun.
No, he just kind of shows up. He wants to sell the Mogwais. He's like, look, every kid in America will have one. They'll replace the family dog, which is actually a pretty brilliant thing. I love the mom when she kills the gremlin with the blender. That's one of my favorite moments. That's another one that was gross. Corey Feldman is in this as the kid that spills the water on the gremlin. That's like, oh, wow, maybe I can have one now. And then Stripe bites him and he's like, loses interest for some reason.
Yeah, never mind.
So yeah, whatever, man. Oh, and all the comic cameos, we gotta talk about those, man. Or like Conan the Barbarian and House of Secrets. Billy's mom killed so many gremlins by herself. Don't mess with Billy's mom. She did. Man, she had that big knife out too.
Yeah, she was ready.
Yes. They also make Gizmo way cuter in the second one. They made him way less crusty. That's in the first one. The second one has him with the Rambo outfit. Remember when he goes Rambo on them? Like he puts the bandana on, he makes his own little bow and arrow. He's so badass.
Gizmo is like, he's cute in the way that those like crusty little Pomeranians are when they have like dirt all around their little face. Like that's how Gizmo's cute, right? Like I don't know how to describe it because it is crusty.
I think I'd rather have a Gizmo doll than a crusty eye.
Crusty Pomeranian.
Oh, no. And man, there's just so many little things in this movie that just, I don't know. It always reminds me of my childhood, and it's always nice to go and revisit. And I'm glad that I showed it to my kid, and my kid really likes it. And I think I want to show her the second one to see which one she likes better, like the first or the second one. Yeah. Let's see.
What were some of your favorite things about it? Because you've seen this movie a handful of times.
Probably 2 handfuls. I like that it's set in a small town during Christmas. I love that the character of Mr. Fetterman knows about gremlins because of World War I. I think they've been alluded to, right, as breaking down the machines. He was like, yeah, that's why we got to be careful with those things, and that's what he calls them, gremlins. That's where the name comes from. I like how nobody believes Billy.
Yeah,
like cops, and the cops are like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then he shows them Gizmo, and instead of like, okay, this is not normal, they're playing with the little creature. Like, instead of like going out and doing their job, they're just
like, we're good, we'll stay right here.
Like, how bright's the light? Have to, like, almost questioning him. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. I like that it never takes itself too seriously.
Yeah.
It's got that balance of like, ooh, we just put a gremlin in the blender. That's gross. Or, oh man, he just killed Billy's friend. Or what was her name? Mrs. Deagle, flying out the window.
All the like violence is deeply unserious, which I think is what keeps its like kid-friendly energy, because like none of them, like, yes, people die or like gremlins die, but they're all like very unserious, over the top, almost like Acme deaths.
Yeah. And did you know they made Gremlin cereal? I do remember the Gremlin cereal, and Gizmo and the old man don't drink PSA on Saturday mornings. I did not see that. Who's cuter, Gizmo, Grogu, or Baby Groot?
Grogu. Well, I haven't seen Gremlins 2 if they made him cuter, but Gizmo's a little crusty. He's cute.
He's got a bandana. It's adorable. And then bow and arrow.
But like, don't quote me. I might change my mind when we do our Gremlins 2 watch. But I'm gonna go with Grogu, and then Gizmo, and then Baby Groot in that order. 1, 2, 3.
See, with Gizmo, you can make more. They're just gonna be evil. That's the thing. It's like in the second one, when it happens, I was hoping like, well, one of them could be good, maybe. Nope. Straight up.
Do you think Gizmo just keeps becoming more and more innocent and adorable the more they multiply him, because it's just taking all the evil out of him?
I never thought about that.
Do you think there was a point where Gizmo was evil? Like,
I did not ever think about that. I just thought, oh, he's cute. And he's always been cute. Oh, man, but if you try to have more, they'll be evil. So what you do is you keep Gizmo and you sell the rest.
Yeah, that is not your problem.
You set up at a flea market. I'm really amazed we're this far into the stream and no one mentioned the Flasher Gremlin. My daughter did. She didn't catch it when she was a kid, but she caught him this time, just when he flashes her, even though they're all naked. Like,
yeah, I don't know if I noticed that.
Yeah, I love, dude, the shot where they're all playing. That was an awesome shot where they're all playing cards at the bar.
And he's got like the 3 cigarettes.
And Kate is still serving them drinks. Like, like things like that, right? Like, why would you do that? Why don't you just run out? Obviously, these things are not normal.
They're not going to tip you. Like, get out of there.
They might keep you alive. The time machine is behind Steven Spielberg. And oh, yes. And Robbie the Robot in the next scene. Yeah, there were a lot of cameos in this movie, too. Everything had a cereal in the 80s. Mr. T. Yep. Good evening. This was the movie that many children learned there was no Santa Claus. That's so sad because of the story. I still need to watch. I had no idea there was a Mogwai cartoon until I went searching for this movie with my kiddo, and she was like, "Yeah, it's. I think it's called Mogwai, isn't it?" Wait, weren't they evil because they were fed after midnight? Well, that's how.
Seemed a little evil
no.
before.
Yeah,
because they were like
that's one of my favorite scenes in the movies when Gizmo's over there and nobody's playing with him. He's playing with the trumpet. That's what he's doing. And one of them spits at him and they all laugh. And I'm like, those guys are assholes.
Yeah, and he bites the kid, and then they're also the ones clamoring for food, and Gizmo's like, no food for me.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I'm good, dude. Furby got sued for ripping off Gizmo, and Furby lost, paid a bunch of money, and they did. They made a Gizmo Furby. That's interesting because he doesn't have like he don't talk for real. No, they're dicks anyway. Yeah, which is interesting. I think Powerpuff Girls parodied Gremlins. The professor made one. I did not watch Powerpuff Girls.
I did, but I'm trying to remember because I watched it as a kid. So I'm like, have I seen that episode? Do I remember that episode?
I legit have never seen a single episode of Powerpuff Girls.
I feel like it was the one with her octopus plush, but I might be hallucinating that. It's been so long. I was a literal child, so.
The burger gremlin and the ski mask and the gun. Dude, that legit was scary, right? Omar and Ødfel, hope you're both doing well. If Marvel or DC asked you to write a Christmas story, who would be in your story and what would be your story? Well, it would be me and Wolverine drinking at a bar, talking about our past.
Yeah, that's your Christmas story.
That's my Christmas story. That's a great question. Who would I pick? Who's a good Christmas character? Well, Santa Claus is an Omega level mutant. Feel like that's cheating if I choose him. I'm trying to think of an underdog character that doesn't get a lot of love.
I always like when they do the Morlock Christmas ones and the X-Men actually interact with them. It's usually pretty wholesome.
Once a year.
Once a year will be nice.
Once a year, we will be nice to ugly people. The rest of the year, fuck off. Wow.
We won't forget about you guys tomorrow.
Wow, that is such a douchebag move, X-Men. You good-looking bastards. I'm trying to think. Like, who's a character everybody hates, but you're supposed to? Superboy Prime. Everybody hates Superboy Prime. I love that dude. I think I'd make a Superboy Prime saves Christmas story, like the way Ernest saves Christmas. That's what I would do. Really hope they keep Zach Galligan on the third one. Now we know. So we are going to get a third one, right? I hope he's still married to Kate. That would be great. Lego Dimensions video game. You can turn Gizmo into a gremlin, but he is still good. So not turning. Okay, so because you turn into a gremlin doesn't mean that
Gizmo's just morally good, I guess. That's what the takeaway is.
They did put the dogs in the lights. They did. The Secret of the Mogwai is the name of the cartoon. I haven't seen it. Is it any good? Feeding After Midnight just made them sprout more gremlins. No, it turned them into gremlins. Remember? It's the water that makes them sprout more mogwais. Or gremlins, if a gremlin were to drop in the water like they did in the pool scene. Question, why didn't Billy crush the cocoons he had all day?
Didn't know they're going to be evil.
Yeah, he didn't know what was in there, right? Like, you're like, oh, it's a cute mogwai. Surely something is going to come out of here that's going to be cute.
Yeah, because the only reason he finds out it's evil is because the one in the lab opens first, and the scientist is murdered.
That poor guy. He was just experimenting. Although he did hurt him, right? He was like,
yeah.
Hondalorian, man, that's awesome. So I was lucky enough to meet Joe Dante at a small movie theater, and he signed my copy of Gremlins.
That's really cool.
Morlocks get a Christmas episode, then after they are either killed or forgotten. We're gonna have another massacre, boys. Gremlins 3. No, shut up. This is real? Who's directing Gremlins 3 out of curiosity? Anybody know? Like, this...
Is Spielberg still doing it, or is he kind of done with movies at this point?
I think he can always be a producer, but I mean, we still have Joe Dante. Like, he's still alive. awesome to bring him back. Just bring him and I would think like some of the cast members that are still with us. That would be great too. Yeah, I don't know who's directing it. Mojo as Santa Claus. This and Indiana Jones Temple of Doom that helped launch the PG-13. We were just having that conversation. Gizmo is old as hell and just wants to focus on his trumpet playing the bop. Don't stop, baby. Keep those chops up. Dude, when they spat on him, that cracks me. Like, to this day, it still cracks me up. I'm like, man, those gremlins are a-holes.
You're mean. Mean little guys.
Spielberg was just the producer of the first two movies. Correct. Yeah, he was. It's definitely got that Spielberg touch, though.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one are you excited for more? Oh, Gremlins 3 or The Mummy 4 and the Supergirl trailer tomorrow. Yeah, Supergirl trailer tomorrow. I'm excited for that. This is tough because I love Gremlins 1 and love Gremlins 2 equally. So I'm going to say Gremlins 3 because I love The Mummy 1, I love The Mummy 2, and The Mummy 3 is a movie.
We don't talk about it. It's retconned.
Well, if they're calling it The Mummy 4, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, but the creators said they're retconning 3 with 4 because Evie was written out of 3. So technically we can ignore that it existed.
No, she was still in 3. She was just played by a different actress.
Yeah. But they're apparently, like, I've been stalking it. I'm very excited for Mummy 4.
Okay, I know your answer.
Yeah. So, I mean, we obviously don't super know till they start doing for sure press interviews, but, like, everything I've been seeing is that this will be, like, the conclusion of the trilogy, which implies that the reboot in 3 must be kind of soft to not canon if they're calling it a, like, conclusion of the trilogy.
Oh.
But who knows? None of them are official interviews yet because it's still all in development. So,
wow, Chris Columbus is supposed to direct Gremlins 3, not Joe Dante. I'm okay with that. I like Chris Columbus. He's done a lot of great movies. I mean,
what have you seen his commentary on Philosopher's Stone?
No, I've only I'll be honest with you, Ødfel. I am a dude that did not care about Harry Potter. I was only dragged to Harry Potter movies because whomever I was dating at the time or married to at the time wanted to go see them. Fair. But I didn't care. I did listen to the audiobooks and they were okay. I mean, I get it. I know why people like them. My Chris Columbus, though, was, Home Alone. And
fair. So
what did he say?
I loved Harry Potter as a kid. Now I have a complex relationship, But anyway, his interview is one of the most delightful watches / drinking games ever because this man hates CGI. I mean, hates it.
I love that man already.
We were like watching through it and we were like kind of predicting what we thought he would say because we started picking up on how much he was like dogging his own CGI and
in the first movie?
In the first movie. And it'd be so funny because so there's the scene with the dead unicorn and the centaur comes out and we're like, okay, he's going to only talk about the dead unicorn and he's going to absolutely dog on the centaur. And sure enough, he's like, yeah, no, we built the entire unicorn practically. Like we use like these chemicals. So it's like metallic. Yeah. And then we got a good voice actor for the centaur. It just like skips through. Like at one point, the troll is on the screen, and he's like, "Yeah, my kids like it, I guess." Like
kids like it, I guess. That's awesome.
It's honestly delightful if you haven't seen it because he just so blatantly hates the CGI in his own film that it's so silly. It's so silly.
No, I'm not a fan of CGI, so
drink every time he dogs on his own CGI. You'll have a fun time.
I don't care about HP either. I watch some of them because of a former lady friend. I mean, seriously, that's what got me to watch them to begin with and then read the books, just so I have somebody to talk to about these things. First two the Mummy movies were great, but the third one I struggled with. I think a lot of us did. That whole having a kid that looked nearly the same age as Fraser. It had, was it Yetis? Right?
Yeah, because they do the terracotta army, so it's all set in China.
That's what it is. Look at you archaeological lady, you. Yeah, you're right. They did. I forgot about
movies.
it was Jet Li, right? I think Jet Li was in that movie.
I've seen it once forever ago. I don't remember who was in it.
I've only seen it in the theater, so I'm with you. I have no idea who's in that. I think it's Jet Li. I know it's not the same. It's not Rachel Weisz, right? Like
no,
she was busy doing something else, and it really bothered her that she could not be in the movie. But I can't remember who they ended up getting.
I don't remember.
But I do think that the fourth one, could redeem it. And there was a Scorpion King movie too, right? Can you defend the Scorpion King movie? Can you?
I don't want to be on record. Do I have to be on record? I don't know about that.
I think there was more than one Scorpion King movie, wasn't there? Like 2 or 3 direct to video. It was not good.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had to get his acting career started somehow, I guess.
Well, we all gotta eat, so I can't blame a guy for doing what he did. But speaking of bad CGI, woo! Yeah, Maria Bello, that's who it was. That was the lady. Thank you all. That was the lady that replaced her. And she's a great actress, but
not Rachel Weisz though.
Yeah, they had that chemistry. They were really good together. Can you defend the Scorpion King? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Will it change the mummy hierarchy? Ooh, we should do a mummy hierarchy. Are you a fan of 1 or 2 more?
I like 1 more, but I just think it's good standalone. I tend to usually like the first of a franchise for that reason.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, wait. So when talking about like Lord of the Rings, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Oh, Return of the King.
Oh, goddamn good answer. Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah,
that one breaks the mold. Like Return of the King is just the better of the movies.
Payoff is so good in that movie. Okay.
But like Pirates of the Caribbean, I know that everyone's favorite tends to be Dead Man's Chest. I think Dead Man's Chest is a phenomenal movie. It starts out the Davy Jones arc strong.
Uh-huh.
But I like Black Pearl because I can pick it up and put it down. If I watch Dead Man's Chest, I want to see the 3rd movie too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I kind of like when they have their own self-encapsulated story.
So yeah, that's what we were talking about. Gremlins. Yeah, way to bring it back, chat. Thank you all. Thank you.
Gremlins. So what did you not like about Gremlins?
What did I not like? Well, I think some storylines needed to be resolved. I wanted to know what happened to Judge Reinhold's character. Apparently, it's in a deleted scene. But if I'm reviewing a movie fair, I feel like that setup was setting up for something bigger, and I wanted him to get his comeuppance, and he didn't. So maybe that's what I didn't like. Seriously, there's not a lot I did not like. I think the music is perfect, like creepy perfect. The use of the string instruments, I don't know. It's just it has that creepy Dance of the Macabre feel to it,
Yeah,
I think it's perfect. The cinematography is great. I love all the cast. Like, seriously, I don't have a problem with any of the cast members. The music choice for Mrs. What is her face? Mrs. Deagle might be a little too cartoony. I think it was the trombones, maybe.
Oh, yeah. They did the classic, yeah.
But yeah, then I'm just nitpicking. Then I'm just looking for things. That's not that big of a deal. It's not a deal breaker for me. I don't know. Not a lot. I'm not saying it's flawless, but there's not a lot that I've found wrong or bad with this movie. What about you? You haven't seen it since you were a kid.
Yeah. So like watching it as an adult, I don't know if it was the pacing or just the plot, but I had lots of times where I found it hard to focus and not want to kind of like do other things while it's also on. Like I'm gonna go like check my email real quick, or like I'm gonna go like do this or that instead of like fully focusing on it. And I don't know if some of that is like it's definitely aimed towards kids or if it's just like the pacing. But I did have a hard time as an adult giving it like my full focus and attention. But when I did, like again, the effects were cool and stuff, and the story is pretty like paint by number thriller. It's not really anything flawed, but I just like could not focus.
So that might be a you problem then. What you're saying is you need to go to the theater to enjoy movies instead of.
Well, it's not even that. It just like I don't feel like it grabbed my attention as much as it did as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like this would be a movie where if it was on now, like, I'd be fine, like, putting it on in the background while I'm doing something else. Like, it's not a movie where I feel like I'm interested in, like, sitting there and, like, fully watching it again. And I tried to for this, that way I could notice the details to talk about it, but I struggled to do so and had to pause it a couple times to, like, walk back in.
Well, as a kid, you had no email to check.
Well, as a kid, also, like, it is kind of scary. And it is really, like, whoa. Whereas an adult, you're kind of like, yeah, this is silly and it's very unserious and that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's less like I'm on the edge of my seat. Whereas a kid, I remember being like, this is kind of scary.
I think that was the reaction you were supposed to have. This is kind of scary.
This is kind of scary.
Absolutely.
As a kid, I definitely did.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So what would you and the rest of the chat, if you're watching this later, please leave it in the comments, give Gremlins, the original movie, out of 10?
Oh, man. See, this is hard because I feel like everyone's going to hate me.
Well, the fact that you're taking up for the Scorpion King, I think people already put you on a certain list.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
You almost made me spit out my goddamn water. A 5 out of 10?
You know what? No, the visual effects, the practical effects are very cool. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6.
Okay, I guess still that's better than 5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Like, the plot is very okay. So here's the thing for me rewatching it. I was just constantly wishing that I was watching, like, what is it, Tiny Soldiers or like Small Soldiers?
You can't even remember the goddamn name of the movie, and you'd rather watch that.
Well, no, because every time a scene would happen, I'm like, this is like that scene in Tiny Soldiers.
Tommy Lee Jones and Small Soldiers. Small Soldiers, is that what it was called?
I liked that movie as a kid. I haven't seen it as an adult, but I kept just thinking of that movie the whole time I was watching it.
Wow, I've never made that connection. Is it because they're small?
Well, it's small and like there's similar hijinks, right? Because some of the toys are evil, and it's like very similar vibe to it.
I think it was Joe Dante too that directed that movie.
It feels the same.
Yeah. Huh. I've only seen Small Soldiers one time in the theater when I think it came around Christmas time or Thanksgiving. I remember I was at a girlfriend's, one of those Thanksgiving or Christmas things, and I wanted to get out. And I'm like, I'm gonna go watch a movie. And everything was sold out. Except for
I always caught that one on TV. So I think I just also have a little more fondness, and I kept being reminded of that movie's existence because, like, I think, and especially if it's the same director, it definitely like has the same energy and the same like household hijinks with these tiny things that were a gift, but now they're sentient. Oh God.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give Gremlins a 8 out of 10. I think it's excellent. Very little things to complain about. I think I enjoyed it a lot more as a kid. It's not that I was like, oh, I need to check my email or anything like that. It was more along the lines of, this was so much better when I was a kid. I wish I was a kid.
Because it definitely, like, watching it, I was like, I know this would have me, like, so riveted as a kid, but I'm having such a hard time now focusing fully because I'm like, oh, it's silly. So, like, I'm letting my mind wander and I want to, like, you know, passively do some other things in the background while it's on. Where, like, as a kid, like, it's definitely one of those films you watch and you're like, damn, I wish I could watch this as a 10-year-old again.
Thank you, Bruce, for the super chat. Anyone that loves Looney Tune cartoons should mean they're a fan of Gremlins. It definitely has that. Well,
yeah,
it was Warner, right? Because Chuck Jones has a cameo. Yes, thank you. Chuck Jones has a cameo in Gremlins. Frank Welker, I assume, did a lot of the voices too, right? I can only assume any creepy monster from the 80s and moving on has always been Frank Welker. Wow, Small Soldiers came out in 98. Wow.
That was like my Gremlin. So I don't know. It could just be that it was like a 90s film as well. So it was like more.
Let me see what the rest of the chat thought. 7.5 out of 10 and 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 5? Question mark. Ødfel. Gizmo is crying. It's okay. I'd say 6 is fine. When I was a kid, it was a 9 for sure. Yeah. And Until rated Batman Returns and Gremlins, both a 6 out of 10.
I don't
And
have as much nostalgia for them. What can I say?
8 for me. I think Gremlins 2 might be I think you're right. Gremlins 2. We should definitely watch Gremlins 2. I think I like it more, but I love the Christmas setting for the first one. Yeah, I think that's what I loved about the first one. I haven't,
I
dude.
would
I don't
I would
remember
be oh sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Give me your
I was
thoughts.
gonna say I'd be so down to watch Gremlins 2 at some point because I've genuinely never ever seen it. So
So that would be your first time review.
Mhm.
I would be down to watching Small Soldiers because I've only seen it one time, and that was in 1998. Apparently, I want to say it was November or December of '98 when it was either Christmas or a Thanksgiving movie.
I remember watching it a lot as a kid because it was always on TV during winter break from school because I think it's vaguely a holiday movie. Like I think the toys are gifted on Christmas, which is why I'm like it feels a lot like Gremlins, and I think the toys were gifted at Christmas. But I remember it was always on TV when it was winter break, so I watched it a bunch as a kid. But
Gotcha.
I could not tell you in detail what the movie is super about because it's been years since I've seen it. I just remember it's like similar to Gremlins but with toys.
9 out of 10, and Frank Welker was Stripe. Of course he was. 9 out of 10 from Bruce. Omar, you still have I don't have any of the read-along books. Those are the ones they gave away at, was it Hardee's or Burger King? Can I suggest The Golden Child for a Reelz Talk classic review? Have you seen that, Oddfell? Have you ever seen The Golden Child? It's a classic.
I don't know what that is.
So I think The Golden Child came out in 87 maybe. It's got Eddie Murphy. That's a really random movie, too. I just watched the Eddie Murphy documentary, and it made me think of all the Eddie Murphy movies I liked. Yeah, he was huge at the time, coming off of like Beverly Hills Cop. But I think this movie came out in 87, 86, something like that. And it's like a dark fantasy. Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
No, I don't think I have actually.
Okay, we're gonna axe this idea about Golden Child, and we're gonna go to Big Trouble in Little China. Oh wow, I was gonna say it has that same kind of dark fantasy yet humor like tone to it. But if you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China, maybe we should start there.
We can start there. I'd be down for that. Listen, I haven't seen a lot of movies, so this is a very fun show for me because I feel like a lot of them I'm seeing with fresh eyes. So it's very fun to get to like dive in and see more stuff.
My wife, who's a English teacher, was given film studies a few years back, and she's also not seen a lot of movies. But being a film studies teacher has made her gone back and seen a lot of movies that I talk about. And it's pretty cool to see it through her perspective now and the appreciation she has for movies. Like because she has to teach the course. Of course, she has to talk about, the different angles and the motifs. So it's pretty cool. Small Soldiers is available in 4K Steelbook. It's still in stock though. Legend, another 80s fan. Oh, dude, if we're gonna go with Legend, okay, wait. No, I know for a fact you have seen, because we talked a little bit about this Never Ending Story or
So I just watched Labyrinth this year for the first time in my life.
Okay. I have to ask how. So Labyrinth for me is nostalgia, and then I watched it with my kids, and I'm like, I don't know if they get it. I don't know if they understand the magic behind this and why we liked it. And maybe it has to be like you had to been there to enjoy it. So what did you think?
I kind of want to rewatch it because the way people talk about Labyrinth, I was just expecting such a different story that I kept waiting for that story to happen. And then like the movie was over and I was like, what? because everyone talks about it or like draws it in like these very romantic ways. So I was like, well, the romantic subplot must be about to happen at any point now, because everyone acts like this is a romance movie between like Jareth and Sarah. And then when it wasn't romantic and it like wrapped up, I went, huh.
There
So like, I
was
kind of want to watch it again, but it's
Yeah.
interesting that like the zeitgeist and like the fan art and like the way people portray it is so different. Because yeah, just like I very much expected something else, but I love Jim Henson, so I had a good time because like I grew up on Dark Crystal. I love Dark Crystal. So like
I'm so glad you like Drake. I love Dark Crystal too.
yeah, I adore Dark Crystal. So like for me, like that type of puppeting and like the sets and stuff were very like fun and magical. I just think I was waiting for like the other shoe to drop the whole time plot wise, and then it wasn't. It never did.
I think a lot of people see the chemistry between Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie in that movie because he kidnaps the child, right? But that, and I think that's Brian Froud's kid that played Toby, the baby. He's the guy that does a lot of the designs, I think. What Dark Crystal does not have that Labyrinth has, though, is the score and the music.
Yeah.
Like songs, because it's not, it doesn't really fit into the world of the Dark Crystal.
I really liked the music in Labyrinth. It was all very fun. Yeah. Also, Bowie.
Yeah. Oh man, he was so good in that. Forget the baby. Oh, he was so good in that movie. In his giant cod piece. I'm so glad somebody.
It's so insane. I'm like,
oh man. I don't know how, it's one of those things that 80s kids would break down and like start just quoting. Like, thank you so much, Bruce. The reprint of the Steelbook is coming back on February 17th of Small Soldiers. I may have to pick that up to review it, but I'm more curious what you would think about the fantasy movie. So I know you've seen Dark Crystal. You just saw Labyrinth for the first time. What about Neverending Story?
I've never seen it.
Never seen Neverending Story. Okay. What about Excalibur? That's a
never
classic.
Seen it.
Dragon Slayer. Flash. Oh, you ever seen Flash, Gordon? Oh my god. Oh,
this is the thing is I love fantasy movies, but I feel like I haven't seen like any of the 80s fantasy movies, like pretty much at all. So
have you seen Willow?
No, I've heard Willow is so good though, and I saw they did like some sort of follow-up TV or movie like this past year. Oh, is it not good? Okay.
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
Actually, Amanda and I reviewed the TV show, and I remember thinking, why would they do this? It was so bad that they pulled it from streaming. That means you can't even go watch it. Like, you can't watch it anywhere. I mean, unless you illegally downloaded it. Yeah.
Willow is one of the ones I get like at least one request a year to cosplay from. So it's got like a cult following.
My God. Yeah, you don't even have to wear a wig, dude.
Like, I don't know anything about it, but that's one of those ones where whenever I do a suggestion box for like what I should cosplay, at least one person's always like, Willow.
Yo, now we need to watch. Oh man, we got I think you're just like lining up.
I got catching up to do. I can't promise I'll like all of them, but I do have catching up to do.
In between all the superhero movies, right, that are coming out and shows. Yeah, we could totally do any of those. Willow's excellent. Crow's excellent. Beastmaster. Oh, I love the Beastmaster. So out of all the ones, yeah, man. I got a my brother and I were at a hotel. We were staying at a hotel in Chicago, and when we were walking out of the hotel, I see Mark Singer. But it's one of those things that happens to a lot of us, I hope, where you're like, oh shit, what's this dude's name?
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I could not, because I remember him from V. I love V, the TV show, and then he was the Beastmaster. As he was getting in his taxi, I yelled, because I was telling my brother, I'm like, that's the Beastmaster. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, dude, that's the fucking Beastmaster. What's his name? He was like, I don't know. That's not the Beastmaster. So I yell, Beastmaster! And he gets in his taxi, and he's like, yo! And he leaves, and I'm like, oh my God!
I knew it! Oh my God, yes.
Did you traumatize your kids with the Neverending Story yet, Omar? We watched, we actually watched both cuts. the European cut and the American cut. The European cut is a lot darker, and it's not that it's a different like scene or anything. It's just that they use a different score, and the score is really dark. Is there a property that you enjoy that hasn't been in film or TV that you would love to see brought to life, either live action or TV series? Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'd love to see a TV series.
My friend is reading that series right now and laments about it like positively all the time. Like is just always talking about it. I've heard so many good things.
I'm rereading it, and I'm not reading like it's audiobook. That's like the only way. I can't imagine reading it because the voices is what really like Jeff Hayes is amazing. Like he's so amazing that I thought it was more than one person. I thought it was a woman like doing the voices of like one of the characters. And I was like, what? It's just one dude?
I want to say she's doing audiobook as well because she drives a lot long distance.
Oh, so what book is she in?
I'm not sure. I just know like she was updating us on all the stuff with Princess
Donut.
So,
yeah,
Princess Donut. Yeah. So
she's one of my like best characters in fiction of all time. Like seriously, she's amazing. Like I love that character. Nothing better happened to Princess Donut ever. Yeah, it's lit RPG is what this is, and they have a huge thing. Love the audiobook of Dungeon Crawler Carl. His Jeff Hayes, the brother, Jeff Hayes' brother watches our show, and he sent us a nice care package like a couple of months ago. It was so sweet, completely unexpected. So Jeff Hayes is the gentleman that does the audiobooks, and it's his brother that runs Sound Booth Studios, and he sent us a nice. I had no idea that. I never know who's watching like our channel, and it was really super sweet, completely unexpected.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so good, man. It's definitely, if you like, I missed the characters so much that I'm re-listening to them. Like I'm on book 3 again already because I just feel like I need my kick and nothing, because I try to listen to other audiobooks and I don't think anything came close. So yeah, definitely recommend it for anybody that has long drives or just likes listening to audiobooks. Okay, so an 8 and a 6 out of 10 for Gremlins. And James, you will write that down. Ødfel, you seen any of the He-Man movies, Secret of the Sword or the live 87 movie, Masters of the Universe? Have you seen that one?
I have not. I actually really like Masters of the Universe, but my entry point was the like 2014 She-Ra, and then I watched the newest He-Man cartoon, and I liked that cartoon a lot. So now I've been slightly going back into Masters, kind of retroactively. So I haven't seen a lot of the older ones, but I loved I think it was the Kevin Smith animated series. I ate that up.
Yeah, because I forgot the twist with He-Man at the end of the first episode. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I dug that.
I loved what they did with Evil Lynn. I think she was probably my favorite character in that entire series. She was so interesting.
It's good. I liked it. Did they wrap it up? I can't remember if they wrapped it up or not.
I think season 3 was a pretty good end on at least a lot of the characters. They could totally continue it, but the end of season 3 was a pretty good stopping point.
This is my brother. Okay, so I remember reviewing the first episode with Amanda years ago, and I remember my brother saying, "Dude, it's getting bombed. You liked it?" And I'm like, "I don't listen to reviews. I never watch reviews." And he was like, "Yeah, people are really hating on it." So I was like, "Well, let me do my show." And then I asked him, "I'm like, what's the problem with it?" Because I really enjoyed it. And he was like, "People are pissed off, man, that He-Man got killed, and now it's She-Ra, Princess of Power, or not She-Ra, Teela. It's about Teela now, and Woman at Arms." And I'm like, "Oh, it's those." Pissed. Okay, I'm like, "Okay, I get it." Maybe there was a little of that annoyed me later on, but I mean, overall, the story was so damn good. Like,
also, like the story still completely is about Adam. It's like you're trying to get Adam back. Like it's not like he's gonna be He-Man at some point. And I think like with season 2, he's He-Man for most of it. Like I loved it. I loved getting to see like the cool like tech robot villain that took over Skeletor at the end. Like,
That
it's
thing was
neat.
wicked, man. On Skeletor was so badass
Oh
in that
yeah,
first season. Revolution was amazing. Yeah, dude, me too. As someone who didn't watch the original, it was great. And I love the original, but I mean, let's face it, the original like Transformers, don't let James hear me say this, are nothing but a big toy commercial. I mean, there were
it
very
is.
few episodes in between that, like bad episodes that were like, wow, that was really good. But most episodes are like, let's introduce this character. Let's fight these characters. Remember, kids, you can get these toys at your local toy store or wherever your parents buy. Like,
Well, and
it's just what it was.
as someone who likes to go back and watch 80s cartoons, like I think that's part of the charm is just how gimmicky and toyetic a lot of them are. Like you have like what the Visionaries were like, it's a cartoon clearly made to sell these toys with holograms in their chest, and they were like, how do we make a story about holograms?
Well,
Or like things like G.I. Joe and Transformers and Masters of the Universe, where like they're introducing new characters so they can like pop their gimmick, you know?
So there's a beautiful long history about toys and cartoons, specifically in the 80s, because they would make toys, right? And not
Mhm.
have a property to go with it.
Yeah.
And they had to sell that property, and they were like, how do we do that? And I think Masters of the Universe, He-Man is one of my favorite origins of that, because they saw, okay, this is really cool. Like, do you know about Transformers and G.I. Joe? Like the origin of that? Like they had a toy, and
Yes.
they're like, okay, we're bringing in like Transformers, for example. They're bringing in a couple of lines from Japan, the Diaclone and all that. We're gonna put a brand on it, but we don't have a story. What about Marvel Comics? We just did the same thing with G.I. Joe. Let them write something, and like overnight, Bob Budiansky and Jim Shooter had to come up with like names like Starscream and Megatron and give them an origin, and it's just really cool. Masters of the Universe was very similar, but they had no idea. They were like, we don't like, we got a meeting right now where we're pitching these toys to this company to mass produce. We don't have a cartoon, and we sure as hell don't have a comic book. And during the meeting, one of the guys goes, the question was asked, how do you all plan to, make this into a property? We can't just sell toys that aren't attached to something. And one of the guys said, they're gonna come with mini comics in the package. And that's what started that line. Like the guy was like, I don't know what came out of my mouth. I have no idea what I was talking about, but it worked. And that's mini comics came from that.
It's so interesting. Like I genuinely love like the origin of a lot of these like toy IPs and how they blossomed and how they like adapted for media like that. Cause I think one of the other really interesting things is you don't see as many cartoons for girls' toys. Like we had the Barbie movies, you had the Care Bear movies, you have like My Little Pony that appears and disappears, but like I feel like it's mostly action figures, and it's so interesting how overlapped like cartoons and action figures truly are.
And you're right. Like they like they use the same toys, like the big Jim toy for Battle Cat, because they were like, we need to go in there with like 5 toys, and we only got 3. So they put like a tank on a dude's body, like a wrestler's body. It's just amazing. What is it called? There's an awesome documentary.
The Toys That Made Us is the one I love. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, but that one is really good because they break down like different IPs every episode.
Okay, I like it, but my problem with that, this is gonna sound so ironic.
No, please.
It has that YouTube flair of editing. And
Yes.
the irony behind that is this is what I do for a living, right? But I also don't have a production team that edits stuff. The way that show is edited drives me nuts because it's edited like YouTube shows, like YouTube programs, and it's, oh my gosh, By the Power of Grayskull. That's what it's called.
Yes. That one's really good.
Is an amazing documentary. Like it's eye opener, and like, wow, they really went through all of this. Omar, can you see my previous question? I've been arguing with my friend about what this quote is based on. Would appreciate you weighing in. Oh, let me find it. Sorry, I didn't see it. We've been arguing, I'm sorry, talking about other things. Is this a Simpsons quote based on Gremlins? Shopkeeper, beware, it carries a terrible curse. Oh, I love that. The Frogurt, right? Oh, that's bad, but it comes with a free Frogurt. Yes, but that's good. The Frogger is also cursed. Yes. That's bad, but it comes with your choice of toppings. That's good. I remember him with a question mark. But the toppings contain potato. That's what it is. I don't know if it's based. I mean, it's a stereotypical shop owner in Chinatown, so probably maybe because he kind of looks like him. I see what you mean.
But which would have came out first? Would Simpsons have come out after?
Well, The Simpsons didn't air until 1989, right? So, the Gremlins movie was 84, so it would have been, yeah. I mean, the Simpsons has done it already, right? Isn't that a quote? Isn't that a thing? The Simpsons have already done it. Like, no matter what you try to do or not rip off, but like spoof. Just got out of an exam. Most cartoons and some comics are made expressly to advertise toy lines, and I'm okay with that because we get some of the greatest stories. Sailor Moon, Jim and the Hum. Dude, my wife was all about Sailor Moon.
I love Gem and the Holograms. I just feel like
for real, like the original ones.
Yeah, I also love the Image comic for it. Like, it's so hard to track down, but it's so good.
They're having a Kickstarter.
They're doing another one?
No, they're doing a Kickstarter. What is it? For the bundle for the set that Kelly Thompson wrote. Yeah. Like, so those are coming out in hardcover. They're in you're right. The trade pair. I have the Trapper Keeper edition of the first volume, and I was a big fan. It's Sophie Campbell doing the artwork on those books.
Mm-hmm. I just love Kelly Thompson though. Like, I pretty much everything she's written I've enjoyed, so I'm biased, but
oh yeah, then you need to read you some Absolute Wonder Woman. What's Ødfel's favorite Star Wars movie from the OG? This is a good question.
Okay, I'm watching through them for the first time. Be so nice.
This is adorable. I wasn't expecting that.
So I have seen 4, 5, 6.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Ødfel, I do not.
Yeah, please.
Bro, YouTube is driving me crazy with ads popping up in the chat screen. Are there ads popping up while we're talking? Because I turned that off. They just I'm sorry. They just did this update where I have no control over where ads are now. It's all YouTube. They made it so hard for you to place ads or whatever. They're like, we know better, or AI knows better. So if you shouldn't be seeing ads while Ødfel and I are having a conversation. Maybe at the beginning, and that's it. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So I watched 4, 5, 6 forever ago, and I do not remember enough about them to pick my favorite of the 3. They all kind of blended together because I watched them in one sitting as a kid. I am watching through Star Wars as an adult for the first time because I've never seen the prequels, so I've now seen Episode 1. I've seen Rogue One, and I've seen Andor. But I haven't seen Episode 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6 as an adult. So I've never seen 2 and 3 ever, but I haven't seen 4, 5, and 6 since I've been like a little kid.
You haven't seen I Hate Sand? Oh, this show just got so...
I just watched Pod Racing like last month.
Racing. So what? That's all you got out of that. Pod Racing. Okay. Yeah, this show just got really interesting.
Well, because my friend really wanted me to watch Andor, and then I got hooked on Andor, so we watched Rogue One. And then I was like, okay, I'll try and watch the movies. So now we're kind of doing it like backwards.
No, I mean, well, let's be real though. The way that the movies were done, it was 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, so I've seen 7 and 8 when they came out. I just didn't really like them.
You were like, 8 is good. I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I liked 7. I watched 8 and didn't like it, and then never watched 9.
Okay.
I was like very like, I'll try these to see if I like Star Wars, and I didn't at the time. So now I'm kind of like going back through and watching things.
We should definitely to talk about some Star Wars though. Maybe around
I'll rant about Episode 1. That was a fever dream.
I'm curious what you thought about it. Did I hear they're gonna retcon the last 3? Is that official? They're gonna retcon the Mummy 3 is what Ødfel said. I don't know about Episode 7, 8, and 9 of Star Wars though. Have you seen Spaceballs?
I have seen Spaceballs. Can I say that's my favorite of the OG trilogy? Is that allowed?
Hell yeah, it is. I like that answer.
I love those movies very much. Like,
I've been watching Welcome to Derry with my kiddo. It's pretty good. It surprises me how it's tying it in not just to it, but other. Well, I don't want to spoil, so I'll just say other Stephen King properties. But then Stephen King always has tied in his stories. You follow like one character in particular. Well, Oddfell, if you happen to need a reading order for the whole shebang of chronological time, it is Project Viking's nutty reading order. Star Wars Holiday Special for Christmas. Oh God, no!
Don't make me watch Light Day, please, or Light Day, or whatever the hell.
You know about it then.
I do, because I've watched people review it, because I like watching people review bad movies, and that's one that I feel like is reviewed every year for winter because people just think it's crazy.
Okay. Spaceball 2, The Search for More. The fact they're calling it The Search for More Money makes me so happy.
I was gonna say that they've officially said they're doing a second one, right?
They're filming right now. I know that Rick Moranis came out of retirement to go and film, because I assume he's going to be Darth Helmet, maybe again. I don't know.
It's been a long time since any Brooks universe movie has dropped, right? This has got to be the first one in a decade.
The last movie that Mel Brooks did was Dracula, I think, Drop Dead, and that was in 1995. He's produced several shows and other movies. I can't remember if he had anything to do with History of the World Part 2. That was on Hulu. It was like a TV series. I know. I tried to watch it. It was not for me. Part of the problem that he saw is that his humor didn't really fit the world anymore. I mean, if you go back and look at the humor in Blazing Saddles, or hell, even some of his later stuff like Robin Hood Men in Tights, seems like, oh my God, what? Mel Brooks will be no, that can't be. I knew he was in his 90s. Really? Did he not direct the remake of The Producers? I forget. I don't know if he did or not. You may be right. I know that he The Producers is based on the Broadway show, though, right? Not the movie. Isn't the new Producers based on the Broadway show?
I think so.
Holy crap, he's 99. Good for Mel Brooks. Oh man, his wife was absolutely stunning. What was her name? Catherine Hahn. Kirsch Yogurt is probably Needful Things reference. Also, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Yeah, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. I think Barf is being played by. I thought it was going to be what's his name? The guy that played. I almost say it. Oddfell in Frozen. What's his name?
Josh Gad.
Yeah, what's the dude's name in
Olaf.
Olaf. Yeah, almost said Oddfell. Whoops. That guy. Yes, I thought he was gonna play Barf's son. I don't know, but anyway, part of the problem that he saw is that the world isn't the same as it used to be. Like, you can't make fun of the things you used to make fun of. There's a really good documentary. What is it called? The Joke You Shouldn't Tell, and it's talking about Jewish humor and the Holocaust. How that's the thing you should never make fun of, and how movies have gotten away with it in a classy way. And the Producers was brought up, right? And he talked about that. Yeah, he just didn't really fit he said he didn't fit into the world anymore, which was really sad. So I'm glad that they're doing it. I hope they get away with the same kind of humor. I watched The Naked Gun. I know that's not a Mel Brooks film, but the new one, and it made me chuckle. It wasn't as good as the original one, but that has a big spot in my heart. Omar's favorite actors in the Producer musical. Son of a bitch. I think he is Will Ferrell, right? Will Ferrell is the Nazi in the musical, I think. I think you're right.
All I remember is it's Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane, because they're an absolutely just goated duo. I don't actually remember who else was.
The original was Gene Wilder. Oh, I cannot remember the guy's name. What's Oddfell a bigger fan of, Hunger Games or Twilight? Interesting.
So Hunger Games came out a little too late for me. At that point, I was kind of like over consuming like young adult media. I just wanted to watch like actual adult movies or like read actual adult books. So I've only seen the first Hunger Games movie. I've never seen any of the other ones. Twilight hit me a bit better, but still near the end. So I think I've only seen the first 3. I remember like Breaking Dawn was the first book I ever finished and hated though. Because I remember like Eclipse was so good in my eyes because I was like 14. And I remember reading Breaking Dawn, getting to the end and wanting to throw away the book. So I had a short-lived love of Twilight. Twilight movies are fun to go back and watch though because they're just so bad, but I also like bad movies, so.
I have never seen any of the Twilight movies. I've saw one Hunger Game. Never read the books.
I never read the books either. I haven't read any of them.
I just saw Quentin Tarantino going off about the Hunger Games and Battle Royale.
What is going on with him? What is he's picking fights with Paul Dano, with Hunger Games, with Matthew Willard? Like, what is going on?
He wants people to go see freaking Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. Oddfells, what's going on?
I genuinely feel like every day I wake up, he's like back in the media cycle because he's complained about something else that people love, and I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, leave my dude alone. He's made some great movies. I love his movies. That was a good question for Oddfell. So, do you love Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movies then?
Oh, I like Lord of the Rings a lot better from the standpoint of like they're done better. I remember being really excited about the Hobbit movies because I wanted to experience what people who grew up with the Lord of the Rings movies experienced, but I was kind of disappointed because like you can tell Peter Jackson got yanked around with that one. Because they were like, no, we need like 3 of them now, so you can't make models, you have to do CGI, and like the story was clunky. But I still love the Hobbit movies. I love Bilbo and Thorin. I love Thranduil, but I definitely prefer the originals. The models and the like practical effects are just god tier. I just wish I was old enough to see them in theaters.
Congratulations. Animated Hobbit movies. Those are classic. Cocaine is what's going on with Tarantino. No. I think he just wants people to go see his movie, so he's going to call out.
It probably is.
If he announces that his next movie with Matthew Willard and Paul Dano. I can't wait for that. Based on Battle Royale and the Hunger Games. Although he said he would just do one more movie and that's it and call it quits. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much he's done and how much he could do. How much more he could do. Nice to know some info about you. That's right now. He knows your weaknesses.
Yeah.
He wasn't even supposed to direct them. Tarantino's got a nerve to accuse other people of ripping off stuff. I think it goes back to the case of swiping an homage, right? Stealing an homage. Omar Nodfell, have either of you watched the phenomenal Interview with a Vampire TV show? It's so good. Just started season 2. No, but I was big into the books by Anne Rice. Go ahead, Oddfell.
It is so good. You would love it. I also just started season 2. So
really?
No spoilers, anyone in the chat, please. I'm like halfway, maybe a little under halfway through season 2. Season 1 was phenomenal, though. I really like the reworking they're doing to the story, and I really like the pacing of it being a TV show. Chef kiss. Very, very good.
Hold up. What's it on?
Good question. Because I watched it at my friend's house. I want to say it was on AMC, but now it might be on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Someone
AMC.
who knows better than me, let me know. But I think it used to be on AMC. I think at least season 1 and 2 are on Netflix now.
Okay. So, yes, apparently it is on AMC. Okay.
Yeah, I said to go to my best friend's house to watch it because I don't have AMC.
Turns out the vampires were dead the whole time. I'm a big fan of the books, man. I really like the movie. And I thought Queen of the Damned was okay as a movie. Unfortunately, we lost Aaliyah, so there was not much they could do outside of what they had already filmed. But the books were great. I was I was huge into Anne Rice. What? I think it was somebody that I was dating was big into the books, and I borrowed the books. Oh, this is messed up. I borrowed the books and I got so big into them. I did not want to keep dating this woman, but I wanted to keep borrowing the
You wanted
books.
the books.
Yeah. That's what and she got me into what was that show? Coupling. It was a British show. And she had the DVDs and I was like, shit, I think I have to date this woman for another week. I bet I could go through these for like a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not my best moments, but
Evil Omar.
That's my email address.
That's your villain arc.
I just wanted to borrow some shit with no strings attached.
I genuinely think you would like it. The first 2 seasons are interview, and then the 3rd season, I believe, is going to be the Vampire Lestat. I think it's still going to be under the same labeling, but it's progressing to the next.
So that's following the next book then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. Yeah. Well, then I'll have to definitely check it out since people are speaking fondly of it. I had no idea. I'll be honest with you. I forget these things are TV shows sometimes because I'm caught up on reading or doing everything else. And unless I'm watching it for the channel, I don't know what else is out. Other than I got to go and see The Whole Bloody Affair sometime. And I don't know what else comes out in December. I don't even know. What are we reviewing next week?
We got Wake Up Dead Man coming out soon.
Oh, yeah. Friday, right?
I think Percy Jackson Season 2 also just came out. I don't know if you wanted to watch that. I'll be watching it regardless.
I ain't seen no goddamn Percy Jackson Season 1. I'd have to do a lot of catching up.
No. But Wake Up Dead Man, I would love to talk about. I think it comes out this Friday. I don't know how soon I'll be able to see it, but...
Yeah, my wife is a big fan of that, too. And then we have next week. Maybe we can do it. And then, and the big drop is on December 19th, right? For the Avengers trailer.
Yes.
So we have to figure out when that drops and get together and do a reaction. Kimsey was supposed to join us today, but hopefully I got to check on her. She had to go to the hospital. So I hope she's doing okay. She was sitting in the ER the last time she reached out. So I got to make sure she's okay.
Gremlins sent her to the hospital. You heard it here first.
She ain't ever seen Gremlins. I was excited to see what she had to say. I'm always curious when people haven't watched something, what their reaction's going to be. You don't like Avatar movies, do you? The first one was never saw 2 in the urge. I like the Avatar movies.
I loved the first one as a kid, genuinely adored it. I haven't seen 2 or 3 yet, if I'm being honest. I've just been busy, and I feel like they've dropped really quickly. I can't believe the 3rd one is already out. But I loved the first one. I loved going to the Pandora Disney park. That was magical.
Oh, that would be cool. I haven't done that, but I really like the first movie.
If you get time, genuinely go closer to the evening because when it hits dark, everything's like bioluminescent and lighting up, and it's really magical. It's really cool.
Okay. So next week, maybe Knives Out Part 3. Because the Supergirl teaser trailer is tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
Which I haven't seen Superman, so I'm probably not the person for that.
How have you not seen Superman?
I haven't seen Superman yet. So if you can wrangle Kimsey.
I know that you're a Marvel girl, but you haven't seen Superman? That was a big movie this summer.
I was just busy, and I had time for one movie, so I chose Thunderbolts. Or I chose Fantastic Four. I forget which one it was doubled up with, but I chose the one because I was very busy.
I think you just like surprising people. My favorite villains are Apocalypse and Evil Omar. I think that girl I went out with probably agrees with you. Didn't like Avatar because it was basically a rip off the whole plot of Dances with Wolves with blue people and beautiful 3D graphics.
I don't care if it was Ferngully repainted. It was a beautiful repaint.
Yeah. Sell me the same story over and over again.
It's an important message.
Why do you think all these books are on the shelf? They're the same goddamn thing I've been reading for years. It's just what was it that it was Dennis O'Neil? And then I'll end the show, of course. Dennis O'Neil said, sell them the same wine in a different bottle, and they will buy it up every time. And it's true. It's true with movies. It's true with comic books, video games. There's a goddamn reason why NFL and NBA video games sell every year. They're having one or two dudes taking someone else away. That's about it. Same thing with JRPGs. Like, seriously, it's the same story I've been reading, and that's okay. Give me a different bottle. That's all I need. And on that note, Ødfel, where can people find you when you're not hanging out with me talking about cool movies and your lack of watching a bunch of them, which we need to change?
I have seen a lot of things, man.
That's your New Year's resolution, baby. New Year's resolution. Where can people find you?
Yes, I am Ødfel on pretty much every platform: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of those things. YouTube, I do toy statue unboxings. I haven't done it in a while, but hopefully we'll get back into those soon. Everywhere else is primarily cosplay content. So if you like comics, if you like video games, make sure to check that out and see the cool stuff that I build.
And I am the Uncanny Omar. I will be back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. with my buddy Curtis to break some news from Marvel Epic collections that are coming out in 2026. But yes, that's it, everybody. Smash that like button. Let us know what you thought of Gremlins if you have watched it. And we are out of here until next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.